The following review has been approved by Lord Carnage and the best of Classic Game Room. Welcome to Classic Game Room. This is Metropolis Street Racer on the Sega Dreamcast, which is not the game I'm reviewing today, even though it's very similar, because this is Project Gotham Racing on the Xbox, which secretly wants to be a Sega Dreamcast. We all know that. I swear I've played this game before, and I kind of have. From Bizarre Creations and Microsoft, released in 2001, this is Project Gotham Racing, considered to be the spiritual successor to the excellent Metropolis Street Racer on the Sega Dreamcast. They're nearly identical, if you ask me. This one's a bit more refined in some areas, but the other one's on the Sega Dreamcast, so it's an unfair comparison on this show, but you've got to get into the Kudos system to really appreciate Project Gotham Racing. I have the soundtrack turned off for the review here, but there's a lot of music in the game. Basically, what you do in Project Gotham Racing is you race for Kudos, which are like little chunks of street cred, covered in chocolate filled with nougat. What you want to do is wrap those suckers in bacon and deep fry them. Oh, that sounds good. At times the Kudos concept gets in the way of the actual driving, but that's also what sets these games apart from the thousands of other driving games out there. You want to do things like drive like a maniac, sliding around corners, jumping, passing cars without crashing into things. That's how you score Kudos, and then you use those to unlock new cars as you play the game. You can chain some of your Kudos earning tricks together to score combos. And it's this Kudos concept that makes Project Gotham Racing stand out, because otherwise the driving really isn't all that spectacular. It's not awful. It's just not a great driving game. It's a fun game that happens to include driving, because really what you're doing is focusing on earning those Kudos. Visually, the game looks pretty good. There's a couple major environments like New York and Tokyo that are chopped up into little tracks, which at the time was a pretty novel concept. These days, a lot of other games have done that. You unlock new tracks by earning medals on them, and you earn medals by either winning the race or earning a certain number of Kudos. And the game robs you of Kudos when you crash into things. Uncool. Hey, I've been there, in real life and on the Sega Dreamcast. The fact is, it feels like I've played this game before, and I pretty much have. While I'm obviously a huge Dreamcast fan and enjoyed Metropolis Street Racer, Project Gotham Racing does sound cooler. That's a better title, and this is the first game in the popular Project Gotham Racing series. Well, if you don't count Metropolis Street Racer as the first. This is an original Xbox game, but I'm playing it here on Xbox 360, and hey, good news, it's really cheap and easy to collect these days, since it's a launch title for the Xbox and they sold about 1 trillion copies of it. My favorite part of it is the collecting of Kudos aspect, because as you unlock new cars, you can then go back and drive some earlier events and do better at them, earning more Kudos. This one's got a lot of replay value. I think there's a nice addictive quality to the gameplay and the whole Kudos system. But it feels like you're driving in Grand Theft Auto. If you're looking for a better driving game on the Xbox, go with Forza. Now, the big question here is, should you go with Project Gotham Racing or Metropolis Street Racer? Well, one of those games puts you into the Dreamcast universe, which is like one step closer to Gigawing, so you can figure that out. Hey, Project Gotham Racing is one of those games where you can say, you know, this game is good. Too bad it's not on the Dreamcast. Oh wait, yeah, it is. Sadly, it's not in the Vectrex, though. And I do have a Classic Game Room shout-out and thank you to send to Tyler from Denora, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Tyler, for sending Project Gotham Racing to the show. Where's Batman? Is he like an unlockable character in here or something? He should be. Batman just kind of swoops in, driving the Batmobile, which transforms into an El Camino, and then starts shooting the lesser cars with lasers. Yeah. This one has a nice selection of vehicles, fun driving, good weather effects, good music, lots of tracks to choose from, a highly addictive Kudos system that makes the game stand out. When you don't want to just slide around the track scoring Kudos, you can play the racing levels and win the races. Don't forget to drop a joker if you want to double some of your Kudos earnings and get closer to some of the big cars in the game. It's Project Gotham Racing, highly recommended. The best of classic Game Room is on DVD, Blu-ray, and Laser Hypervision album set.